And welcome back to The Correspondents on Voice of America. I'm Arcega in Washington. Well, every year, millions of people from the U.S. and overseas visit America's national parks to witness the vast, wide-open vistas and the spectacular beauty of this country. That wild and natural beauty takes center stage next month when the National Park Service celebrates its 100-year anniversary. Its director, Jonathan Jarvis, shared some of his insights about the grandeur of the system with VOA's Julie Taboh. Take a look.
Stunning landscapes, ancient forests, and spectacular wildlife.
Wow!
These are some of the many national treasures in America's national parks. Park Service Director Jonathan Jarvis considers himself a lucky man.
For the last 100 years, the National Park Service has been charged by the U.S. government to manage the very best of America, the very best places that represent both our natural and cultural heritage.
He oversees 412 sites, from massive national parks like the Grand Canyon and Yellowstone to historic monuments and Civil War battlefields.
I like to say the National Park Service is the only federal agency with the responsibility to ensure the public actually has fun. But also we want you to learn something, to take something away, whether it's to learn about nature or plate tectonics or climate change, but also about history.
And joining me now for more on our national parks, Julie Taboh, who always brings us the most interesting stories, joins me now. Julie, after watching your piece, I almost feel like going out, take my camera, and take a hike.
That's exactly the idea, Mill. The idea is that here are these amazing places we have in America, sort of our answer to Europe's cathedrals, the Great Wall of China, the pyramids.
You know, Julie, you're absolutely right, but here's my experience, okay? I get a lot of visitors coming to Washington, D.C., and the first thing that they want to do is they want to go visit the big cities. They go to New York, they go to San Francisco, Los Angeles, whatever. And if they decide to go to a park, they'll go to Yosemite, they'll go to Grand Canyon, but there are so many choices is what I'm finding out here.
Absolutely, and of course, you know, those are our biggest parks, our massive and most spectacular, Grand Canyon. I just went to New York City myself and wanted to go to the 9/11 Museum and the Stonewall, which is one of the latest national park sites. But among, as you said, so many, 412 sites, we have 59 amazing parks, but there's so much more. There's battlefields, there's monuments, there's presidential homes. And I think the idea is, for me doing this series and having, featuring and putting the spotlight on people like Jonathan Jarvis, the director, and young people traveling the parks and many others.
I want to talk to you about that. You did speak to a part of your reporting, because you're doing a series of these, was a young man you met. He says he's made it his quest to visit every single one of our national parks. His name is Micah Meyer, a young man who is really has a goal for himself. And I believe we have part of your interview with Micah Meyer, and here it is. Have a listen.
My dad passed away at age 58 before he got to retire when I was 19 years old, and it really made me realize that life is short and we don't always get the retirement or the time that we think we'll have to fulfill our dreams. So I wanted to do my dreams now at age 30 while I'm still alive to make sure I can reach them.
So Micah Meyer has actually partnered with VOA to sort of take us along virtually on his trip. Tell me about this.
I love Micah's story. First of all, he decided, since his father passed away, to do this as a tribute to his father. Visit every national site within the American park system. And also, as of course, the 100th celebration of the park's anniversary. And also as a way of raising awareness among millennials. He's 30 years old. And if he does accomplish his goal, he'd be the youngest ever to have visited all 412 sites. And so he wants to get people, off their phones and out of their iPads and off social media to actually go and experience these. And he is a living example. He worked 2 jobs for 4 years, saved up his money, and he's making this his life's mission to do it continuously, not just stop and come back.
When you say continuously, he goes from one park to the next and he doesn't return home.
He's from the D.C. area, and he went, of course, to some of the greatest monuments and places and parks within the D.C. area first, and then launched on Father's Day as a tribute to his father. And he's going to be going in the summer months to the north and the winter months down through the south, and hitting all 412 sites.
How can we keep track of Micah Meyer's journey?
Well, absolutely. On the VOA website, we have a whole series on Michael Myers, and we will be following him as he journeys. Maybe about once a week or so, we'll be doing a sort of summary of where he's been. I will be talking with him by phone, putting little snippets of that audio with stunning photographs that he and a friend of his who's traveling.
Are really quite stunning. I'm seeing some of this time-lapse photography in some of your reports. And if you get a chance, you should go to voanews.com and check out Julie Taboh's reports, because the views are just spectacular. Now, I know the National Park Service is going to hold its celebration next month, I believe August 26th,
Yes,
is that correct?
August 25th is their
August
actual
25th.
birthday.
So does the Park Service have anything sort of formally planned to try to entice and lure more tourists to come see?
Of course. They have many activities. They recommend people go and find your park, and there's going to be local activities as well as in the nation's capital, in the area. During August 25th through 28th, which is over a weekend from the Thursday through the Sunday, all parks are free. Normally about 125 parks, there's a nominal fee to go in, but during that time period, everything is free. And of course, anytime, fourth graders, anyone who's 10 years old or fourth grader can go with their families for free anytime.
Julie, in your reporting, do you get a sense that Americans actually know and are taking advantage of the natural beauty in their own backyards?
Well, you know, we have many millions and millions of visitors from America as well as overseas who visit these parks. As you mentioned earlier, usually the more massive, bigger parks, but there are so many beautiful, smaller parks, monuments, areas that I was just finding out about this week in Michigan. There's an island called Ile Royale where it's uninhabited. You get to it either by boat or by plane. And it's just complete rugged wilderness.
We'll talk to you again when the Park Service celebrates its 100-year anniversary. But in the meantime, I want our viewers to sort of tune in and check out Julie Taboh's reports. Thank you so much, Julie. That is our program. But please join us again next week for another edition of The Correspondents. And for the latest up-to-the-minute news from around the globe, visit our website at voanews.com. You can find all our programs there by clicking on the Programs tab on the upper right. We're also on Facebook and YouTube at VOA The Correspondents. I'm Arcega, and for now, so long from Washington.